Amazingly well in the competition, and we're rooting for you all the way.
Good luck, I hope you win. Bye. David Attenborough. I like bunnies. Do you like bunnies too?
In a shocking turn of events, sources claim Princess Charlotte confronted Prince William with a message that shook the royal family to its core. What did the bold young princess say behind closed doors? Keep watching as we break down the royal drama, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest. The royal Christmas at Sandringham is always special. Fires crackling, laughter filling the halls, and a rare feeling of normalcy behind the grand palace walls. On this day, family members gathered in the drawing room, sharing stories and teasing one another. It was one of those rare moments where titles and crowns seemed far away, and family simply meant family. In the middle of this warm, cozy scene, something completely unexpected happened. Princess Charlotte, just 9 years old, quietly stood up. At first, no one thought much of it. Children are always in motion during gatherings like these. But when she faced Prince William directly and locked eyes with him, a ripple of tension filled the room. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. What was she about to say? There, in the soft golden light of the drawing room, Charlotte opened her mouth and dropped a message so heartfelt, so unexpected, that it would leave the future King of England completely shaken.
Ultimately, I want my children's future to be better than what we currently have at the moment, as we all do.
Though the moment lasted only a few seconds, its impact would be felt long after the last Christmas carol had been sung. But what did she say that froze the entire room? Keep watching, because this moment changed everything. In a voice steady and calm beyond her years, Charlotte spoke directly to her father. She said she understood he was busy. She knew he had enormous responsibilities and countless public duties. But she missed him. Not the prince, not the future king, just her dad. It wasn't a complaint. It wasn't dramatic. It was simple, pure honesty, the kind only a child can deliver. For a few heartbeats, the room was silent.
She's been a little joy of heaven, but at the same time, it is...
Kate turned her head sharply, her eyes wide with surprise and something else, pride. She didn't step in. She didn't rush to soften the moment. She let her daughter's words land exactly where they needed to. William's reaction spoke louder than any words. His polished, composed public expression, the one the cameras knew so well, crumbled. His shoulders dropped slightly, his jaw tightened, and his eyes misted just a bit. In that second, he wasn't Prince William anymore. He was just a father realizing he had missed something important. Charlotte's quiet bravery cut deeper than any royal protocol or ceremony could. She wasn't trying to create a scene or draw attention. She was simply speaking from her heart, trusting that her voice mattered. And it did, because what happened after that changed everything. But was this just a fleeting emotional moment, or would it reshape the way Prince William lived his life? Stick around. There's more to this story.
I know that in the position I'm in, that's what's required of me to do, and I think
After Charlotte's heartfelt words, something subtle yet powerful began to shift within Prince William. There were no grand declarations, no sweeping promises, just small, meaningful changes that only those closest to him could see. The hugs grew a little tighter. The laughter around the family table sounded more genuine, less hurried. William's eyes lingered longer on his children during conversations. Even the way he glanced at Kate seemed different, softer, fuller of quiet. It wasn't that William abandoned his royal duties overnight, far from it, but he seemed to carry them differently now, as if each handshake, each speech, each appearance was framed by a deeper awareness of what really mattered when he returned home. And Charlotte? She didn't bring the conversation up again. She didn't need to. She had said her piece, and the message had landed exactly where it needed to.
it came about from a desire to see more change.
Her simple, brave honesty had done what no royal advisor or counselor could ever accomplish. It's moments like these, tiny yet monumental, that show the true heartbeat of a family. And it all started because a little girl refused to stay silent when something mattered to her. But make no mistake, this wasn't the first time Princess Charlotte had shown that remarkable spark. In fact, her entire life has been a series of bold, unforgettable moments. And one public moment, in particular, would prove that Charlotte was destined to shine far beyond the palace gates. Long before she stunned her father at Christmas, Charlotte had already been making waves, quietly, naturally, inside the palace walls. At their country home, Anmer Hall, Charlotte grew up with a rare sense of freedom. She ran barefoot through the gardens, baked cookies in the kitchen with her mother, and chased her brothers across sun-dappled lawns. She wasn't shielded from the world entirely, but William and Kate made sure she had something few royals ever get, a chance to be a real child. And even then, those around her noticed something different about Charlotte.
People will get fed up, and all these young feel nothing is ever happening, so of course they're going to get frustrated.
She wasn't shy or reserved. She had a presence, an undeniable spark that lit up a room the moment she entered. Cheeky, bold, endearingly mischievous. Those close to the family say she always had an instinct for reading a room, knowing exactly when to crack a joke or offer a hug. She was playful, yes, but also astonishingly perceptive for her age. But if you think her playful spirit was only reserved for family gatherings, just wait until you hear about the public moments that had an entire country smiling and sometimes gasping in amazement. Charlotte wasn't going to blend into the background, and the world was about to find out why.
False claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia.
From her earliest public appearances, Charlotte made it clear she was her own person. At the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, while dignitaries and officials stiffly took their seats, Charlotte casually swapped hers mid-event, flashing a sly smirk. No fuss, no apology, just pure confidence. At the 2024 Royal Christmas Walk, when photographers got too close, Charlotte didn't flinch. She delivered a look so sharp, so composed, that the cameras dropped, literally. Without a word, she set a boundary adults would struggle to maintain. But it wasn't just about setting boundaries. Charlotte also knew how to bring a lighthearted energy that captivated everyone around her. At the King's Cup sailing event, she stuck her tongue out at cheering crowds. A tiny, playful moment that felt so real, so delightfully normal, that it instantly went viral. During a visit to Cardiff Castle, when invited to participate with an orchestra, Charlotte didn't hesitate. She picked up the baton and led the musicians like a natural-born leader, her focus razor-sharp, her energy infectious.
Sometimes it takes some time before they really work out what they want to do.
And perhaps one of her most moving moments? At Queen Elizabeth's funeral, Charlotte gently reminded her brother, Prince George, to bow at a critical moment. In the middle of grief, tradition, and heavy expectations, her quiet sense of responsibility shone through. These weren't rehearsed performances, they weren't staged photo ops, they were real moments of bravery, authenticity, and heart. But Charlotte's story isn't just about stealing moments on the balcony or delivering iconic side-eyes. There's a much bigger shift happening, one that will change royal history itself. While many still see Charlotte as the cheeky little princess waving to crowds, insiders recognize something deeper taking shape, a young leader in the making.
Is the key to this, and the Constitution that underpins.
Take the moment she stood firm over a simple bouquet at a royal event. When a few guests casually reached in to touch it, Charlotte didn't panic or retreat. She simply tightened her grip, making it clear the flowers were hers to protect. It was a small act, almost invisible in the grand scheme of royal ceremonies. But in that tiny moment, she displayed grace, confidence, and a strong sense of self. Leadership isn't about volume, it's about presence. It's about knowing when to speak up and when to stand your ground. And Princess Charlotte, even at a young age, already seems to understand this balance naturally. Her ability to adapt to solemn events, like Queen Elizabeth's funeral, with both respect and calm, showed maturity far beyond her years. Charlotte doesn't need to declare her future role loudly. Her actions are already writing the story. And thanks to a historic change in royal tradition, her journey is even more groundbreaking than most people realize. Because Charlotte's place in history was protected in a way that no princess before her ever experienced, and it hints at even bigger changes ahead.
And William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this process.
For centuries, royal tradition meant sons moved ahead of daughters in the line of succession, no matter the order of birth. But thanks to the Perth Agreement, a quiet but monumental change, Princess Charlotte kept her place in line even after her younger brother, Prince Louis, was born. It might seem like a small technicality, but symbolically, it said something huge. Charlotte's future mattered just as much as George's or Louis's. She didn't have to step aside simply because of old rules. She stands fourth in line to the throne, with her place secured by modern values rather than outdated. In a world where everything about royalty often feels bound by ancient history, this shift is a powerful statement about progress. And Charlotte is at the center of it. It's fitting, really. A bold little girl who's never been afraid to speak her truth, growing up at a time when the monarchy itself is evolving to listen more closely to voices like hers. And if her story so far is any clue, Charlotte's influence is only just beginning. What do you admire most about Princess Charlotte? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. And if you love royal stories full of heart and surprises, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. There's so much more coming your way.